Good morning, everybody. Guess what? We are back at Epworth, and we are going to be doing a few things. We're going to be doing some security cameras, but then mainly we're going to be adding another PTZ in the front of the sanctuary. I told y'all, almost 90% of everybody I've ever talked to, they put a camera in the front, they always go and put a camera in the back, they always add another camera to the front. So let's get in here, let me unpack. I'm super tired, but let me get in here and let's see what we can do. And I also brought the drone today, so we might be able to get some good aerial footage of the church. So let's get inside. Alrighty, so the first thing we need to find out is exactly where they want this camera to be done. I don't think this was meant to face the congregation. This camera is meant to get the congregation, but also can reach over here for the musicians on the stage. So I'm thinking maybe here, because it's going to be high enough to shoot over here and we can come down at an angle, but it's not out of the way of the cabling that's already existing up there. So that's what we're going to aim for. Yeah, I think that's because anything else, the bows here are going to get in the way and block any shots, and we don't have a clear path to put anything on this side. And there's really no point in doing it this way. If we put it over here, right there, that would give us a closer shot, but it can also tilt back and get the congregation. That's a really nice shot. Maybe I should use that as a thumbnail. All right, so let's get to work. I'm gonna focus on just hooking up everything and programming it, and then we'll come back up here and mount everything, because we just went outside and we did a site survey of where these cameras are gonna go, which obviously I can't show y'all that. That would defeat the purpose of security. But let's get upstairs and actually I don't need to bring this up here. We need to have one continuous run, because I think I might have to go to Lowe's and get some more cable. But gonna do a placeholder of where this camera is about to go, somewhere around here, and then we just pull cable to make sure it can actually reach. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is configure the joystick by putting it on the PoE switch and all this other stuff, which is cool. They still have the original drawing that I did when I designed their stuff. So let's actually look at that and see what's changed. So if I can get out of the light. So we're running this here into, I think actually I have it's true. I have the camera is actually through a fiber HDMI, which we're going to be adding on as well too. So that works. So this is actually for the Macos camera. That's what's using this. We have the SanDisk for the hard drive, multi-view, laptop or the computer that I built, which is right here. That's connected there. So what we're going to do is shift everything over one. And the new camera is going to be into 2. We have to label that. And we're going to go inside the ATEM software and make those adjustments. I'm going to pull the power cable from the old camera. Now, joystick, I'll repurpose that. I'll probably keep that at home for my camera to use. But let's go ahead and I'm going to use the ATEM's cable that will connect this. And then when we turn everything on, we should get power here. And since this is a unified network, I am going to hard code the IP address for this and the cameras. And I'm wondering, I must not be plugged into a PoE line for this one. Yeah. All right, let's do a new cable for that. All right, folks, so we got this powered on, but I made a mistake. I forgot that this is actually a 8-port switch with only 4 PoE switches, so PoE ports. So if we have here access point 1, access point 2, back camera, front camera, but that's the joystick right now. I'm missing another PoE connection for the joystick. Now I could easily move the joystick here and have it plugged in, which isn't a problem because that's similar to what the existing one is, but we're still going to be short one jack because we have the two access points, 2 cameras, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, then the actual connection coming in. So the Behringer will not be connected. Now, I think I have a USB cable because they're not using the iPad to control this. I could just connect this over USB and then it wouldn't be a problem. But to be quite honest, I think there's a micro center here, so I can either see if they have a ubiquity line of switches and a 16 port and just add that, or get another one. I'd rather do a 16 instead of having a stack of these, but that's what I got to address. But while we're doing that, let's go ahead and get this connected to the existing camera that is on. And first, let's find the current IP address that is picking up. All right, so that's what we're getting. And I don't remember what the IP address of the camera is. So we're going to run advanced IP scanner, which I think, yep, I do have it on here. And we're going to see if we can find the camera. Now, again, I've had a bunch of people ask me, how do I find this? Now, these ones will actually work with the upgrade tool that PTZ Optics makes. The Famacos don't. So, like, for example, if I go to the upgrade app, I could just run this. And there's our camera. So when I plug in the other one, it will work the same way. But what we need to do is get this connected. So that's 10.1.10.68. I need to make sure that that is locked here. Why in the world is it doing that? That's strange. Let's verify first that that IP address is actually there. So 10.1.10.68. Typically that's admin to log in, which it is. And there we go. So we are on this one. So we need to make sure it is fixed. So that's good. So we're going to use 10.1.10.69 for the next one. And I want to make 67 this. So let's go over, change this to static. Change that to 67. Save. And we're gonna restart it. And then I'm gonna grab the other camera and set that to 69, and then we go from there. Now, by using this IP controller, this is the RS-232 cable. We got like a 75-foot one. We can remove this, so that's what I'm going to re-pull away from that. So that's less cables that need to go in that direction. But yeah, anyway, I don't know where the thought is. So now let's get this configured for this camera to make sure we can control it, the one that's already up there. So we know what the IP address is. We're going to go to menu. Well, I guess we could go to search. And let's search for it. And there we go. Go ahead and select it. We do add. All the information is saved in there. Boom, we're good to go. So now if we come all the way out, we go to camera 1, enter, and there we go. So now we got control of this. All right, so now let me unplug something so that I can connect the other camera to this. And I think I might move the joystick over just for right now, because the power jack's right there. So I think I might do that. I'm still going to need to get another bigger switch. If they have a 16 port version of this, I will get that, and then we can plug everything into that. But let me hook this up, grab the other camera, set it to the IP address, make sure we get an image, make sure we can control it, and then we go from there. Alrighty, so we are hooking up our second camera. We got power, yay. And we're gonna, again, this is brand new. I just took it out the box. So we're gonna check out first, do we get, is it set to DHCP? Because if it does, that would make our lives so much easier. And we are looking for the camera that has the shortest period of time on the network. All right, I don't see anything. So let's go to the upgrade tool. Let's do a search, and boom, there it is. So as you can see, it's going to its default IP address. So all we got to do is click on this, go to upgrade. Oops, actually, go back here, right click, and go to configure, excuse me. So I can make this change. So what I want to do is we're going to set this to the IP address 10.1.10.69, and then gateway 10.1.10.1. You set, okay. And there it restarted. Now I don't have it connected to here yet. Do I have a short HDMI cable? I don't believe so. Oh well. All right, now let's search this again. And there we go. We're now set, and it's set manually. So if I close this up, and now see, there it shows up now. So let's go ahead and refresh this one more time, because we set it to a manual IP address, but I want to come in here and set it in here as well too. So it hasn't shown up yet. This is the one that is going to change. Yep, and there it goes. It just changed. So now let's come in here. Fixed IP address 10.1.10.69. Apply. So now the router won't hand out any other IP address to that range. So that will be good to go. Awesome. So if this ever switched back to DHCP, the router is going to force it back to the IP address that we just set. All right. So now that we got that, let's slide this over here, and we're going to do search again. Come on. And there we go. There's number 2. So we just click that. Add. All those are defaults. Save. Boom. And we're good to go. So now let's exit out. Let's do camera 2, enter, and there we go. You can see me there recording the whole thing. So yay, this all works. So now that this is done, now we have the joy of moving this over here. Now I forgot that I put this jack here. So that bottom one is the feed that was going to here. So I'm gonna need to figure that out, but I'm gonna take that out, and that's gonna be the jack where the cable that I just tossed over here is gonna go here. So this same cable, I'll probably make another one, but it doesn't really matter what color it is. I'm gonna plug it into that one, and that will be the connection that goes to that. And then we got to figure out what we're gonna do with the network connection here. This part will be done, and then we'll go from there. Now, the cable is flickering there. I don't know what that's all about. I thought that was a setting, but I do have another fiber HDMI cable just in case, just to see if that's the culprit. I don't think it is, but I need to get this cable up out of here anyway. So let me do that, and then we'll go to the front, get the ladder, mount it, and make sure we can control this and get an image. All right, day 1 is down. We got the camera there, and now tomorrow is going to be focusing on getting the security cameras in place, and then answering a few questions that they had about sound. Looks like somebody had made a couple of mistakes on the sound, but we got it straight and we made a backup of it, and we're just going to go from there. Alrighty, folks, we are done. I do need to come back up here to finish up the security cameras because we ran into a little issue, but everything with the camera, the other PTZ, is done. So let's take you on a quick aerial tour inside of the sanctuary so you can check out what we did. So there it is. We got it up there, got it tacked down to cables with the existing ones that were already up here. And again, there was really no best place for this, because I mean, if we moved it closer over here, then this buttress, I guess that's what it's called, will block it, and then we have the same thing. So at this point, we can get everything except for the back 2 pews on this side, and then this camera is really not meant to get the choir loft here, but it does have a direct sight onto all of the musicians. Now if we mosey on upstairs, nothing really changed majorly. We did do some wiring changes to make the sound and stuff a little bit easier, but we'll explain that when we come back up here. We switched out the joystick to an IP joystick so we can, fewer cables need to be connected to control these. So we got both of those connected here. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. That's the static shot. We got all that done. X32, and that's the hole that's going for the security camera. So like I said, that is the switch right here that we replaced, but we're going to be switching that out. I added a mini, but that's not going to really do justice for this, so that's why we replaced this for right now. And once we get back, this will be powered by the PoE switch, the camera, the 2 PTZs, as well as the 2 access points. I don't know if you can see it, one right there. All right, so that's about it. Again, we're going to be back up here. The main issue was we had a 8-port Unify switch upstairs, and by adding all the stuff as well as the security camera and stuff like that, we used up all of our jacks. So I ended up ordering, thankfully, Ubiquity's website got restocked, so we got a 16-port PoE switch that's going to go up there, and then the existing one is going to move to the other side of the building to power the other security cameras that will be back up here to replace. So that's about it. And we removed the extra cable, the RS-232 that was going to this one. So I think we are all good to go. I'm just making sure the HDMI cable wasn't loose. But anyway, link is down below to everything that we used here. Again, thank you so much, AV Cans, because they actually provided the camera for this. That is the brand that I used for this install, just because that was the matching one that we already had here. That was a 30X PTZ. The link is down below to all of that stuff. And if you ever want me to come out and help you out, do an on-site, do a consultation, Zoom, phone call, something like that, you can go to the website, ajhomes.com/consultations, and schedule something. Me or D will get back with you, and that's about it. So if you like this type of content, let me get out of the light. If you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We'll catch you on the next video. Later.